excellence in everything that we do. Would have everyone realize that, as Muslim, whatever I want to do, you want to slaughter, we are enjoying to sharpen the knife. It's a morality. You sharpen the knife very well, and there's a pattern at which you have to kill the animal. This is morality. Not because what would the animal do? I can kill the way I like. No. Those who kill animal the way they like, they don't have morality of humanity. Because morality of Islam let us know that these animals are creatures like us. But Allah says, "Sakharina halakum." We make them subservient to you, not because you are more powerful than cow or than all these animals that we kill. That one should be noted as a way. So we have morality when we slaughter our animals. We have morality, when we visit the private, the toilets. There's a way. There's a morality of Islam. You don't talk there. You don't use your right hand to clean yourself. You don't things like that. There's a morality when we dress as Muslims. There's a way we have to dress as men, as women, how to cover ourselves, our body, how men should do it too. There's a morality. There's a morality in our speech. You don't talk, you don't shout on people. Your brother is talking, you have to let him learn before you talk. All these things are part of Islamic morality. So when we talk of content creation, there is a morality of content creation Islam. Content creation on its own is not haram. But what is created or the person creating it and the purpose will let us know what content he has created. Based on that, we cannot give verdict whether that content is haram, is halal, is makruh, or whatever. When we say content creation, what are we talking about? We are talking of messages, things that are presented, sent, shared, posted to invite people, to amuse people, to entertain people, to marketize, to advertise, just for people to get, what you have as your own stuff. This is what I have for you. It could be audio, it could be visual, and so on and so forth. Besides that, when you now create this very content, we have major two types. We have also have two major types. The content could be good or bad. But when we look at the point we mentioned above, the Islamic morality, our own should be what? Should be maruf, should be good. Secondly, it could be relevant or irrelevant. So content I just created just to for the what do you call it now? For the economic reason. Some content don't worth it. But because you will go through, you will listen to them, you will start debating, talking, arguing about them. The creator of the content is smiling away with some money because that's what he does it. He knows what he's doing. So some could be relevant, some could be relevant, some could be moral, some could be immoral, some also could be true, some could be false, and some could be reformative, some could be destructive. All these are the angles content can fall: good, bad, relevant, irrelevant, moral, immoral, and so on and so forth. Today's world is confused because we are fed with what poisons almost every part of the body from head to toe. Content in the world today are poisoning. They damage the brain, they destroy the sight of the light of the eyes, and so on and so forth. So we have information overload. We have been globalized in a way. We have information flow that is moving very fast. Unlike then, you have to post something before a month, but now just less than a second, the content is getting to every part of the world. Then we have lots of avenue, platforms, networks through which this content are shared or sent or taken out. Now, when I look at the various social network platforms, the social media network platform, the TikTok, the Snapchat, the Instagram, the X, and the likes, you realize that all of them have their contents, have their pattern. Some contents are basically for businesses, some content are for health, some content are for entertainment, some content for comedy, for social experience. But the trust of our talk tonight is to dissect this content creation under the banner or under the shade of morality. We want to look at how this content creation, either we are the one engaging or the one being engaged. Either we are the one creating the content or they are created for us, that we engage to be reading, to be watching, to be viewing them. So that's the area we are going tonight. That's what we say, morality of content creation. So we want to enlighten ourselves to an extent. We want to be conscious of this content, because at some times they don't know that they are not so conscious of what they are reading or watching. They want to equally let it serve as guide for us. Also, we want to call ourselves back to the ideal, to real thing. And of course, we hope by discussing this topic too, will have been able to make it preventive for some of us who may want to fall into some other errors. Because we must be conscious of the day we will return to our Lord with our contents. I repeat that we must, from this moment, be conscious of the day we will return to our Lord with our content. As Muslims, we must create what? Good content. Good content for business, good content for da'wah, good content for anything you feel the humanity can benefit from, and that you're doing for Allah. It's good content. And you'll be getting a reward. You can make your money. There's no problem with that. So far, it's halal way. So let's now look at some things that we see into this content. Then we now start to look at them one after the other and see how whether they are good or bad. This content, we'll not mention the creators of this content because of our discussion, but we'll mention the scenes or the content or the theme of those content. There was one, for example, whereby there are different scenarios of the contents. There are some brothers today. I'm aware of a particular brother whose content is always to rebuff those who are attacking Islam or giving wrong concept about Islam, misconceiving Islam. There's a particular brother whose job is every time to prepare himself to come on, to the public space and, correct those notions and give a perspective to Islam. That, of course, is a content. And there's a woman too who was once a Christian, but by Allah's mercy, she became a Muslim. She's now, based on her experience she has gathered before, she was now trying to enlighten people based on the past life, bringing relevant videos at times to show. And through that very one, some people are seeing the light of Islam. It's a way. Then we have some brothers whose content is basically promoting Quranic values, so that you love the Quran the more, you appreciate the Quran, so I encourage through it, and so on and so forth. We have some too who have waka content. By that we mean a kind of lyrics that they sing to promote love and so on and so forth. Now that is the content. We can see a brother promoting Quran, a brother rebuffing, wrong notions about Islam. But look at the other side now. There are some people, as a person, one of those content creators, who's most of the time is always carrying money. He rush to you and say, "Can you kiss my friend?" Just go to a girl, maybe go with her mom, or a girl with her dad, or a girl in the school, or a girl in the streets, or any random person, and ask the person, "Can you kiss my friend for 100,000?" It has implications, because the problem today is that these things, like it's an adage in Yoruba land that when leaves is stuck in the soap, over time this leaf itself becomes like the soap. When you remove the leaf and you see that it should be foaming like the soap. So we are not living with this kind of scenarios of contents that are evil in a way. Just coming to somebody and saying that, can you kiss my friend? We'll just 100,000. Some will do it, some will not do it. A stranger in the streets. The question is, what message, what teaching, what message is that kind of content passing? One of those who are actually morally conscious. That is one of the content we are saying. That content has no value. Just coming, can you kiss my friend? We have cases where the mother and the daughter will quarrel, the housemaid they will quarrel, and by the father too, who has a daughter to be pranked, and he came out again, kills the man that because of the money. That kind of content, what benefit has it to our senses? Then also there's this other one whereby some will just dress like herbalists. Muslim can never do that. You just dress and how those charms and amulets on you. That one too. Some will just dress in a way that will frighten people. That one has implications. Tampering with their human rights, and again, it can cause them untimely health issue, BP or anything. Some can lead to death at times. That one too, we saw it as a kind of content creation that people feel that they are doing something normal. For a Muslim, of course, that cannot be done. Besides that, again, we have a content that some want ladies in the public space to remove their undies, and some will remove it. They will remove this content. What is it? What is the essence? So these content creators need to just be called to order. They're just making fun, making rubbish of some moral principles. Then some again who the kokuba content, just a man who put kokuba in his trousers, and for some female to be distracted, looking at it, making a fun of it, dating, the kind of creating artificial dating in a way, only to them to say it's just a prank, it's not the real thing. All these things want to ask, what is the benefit? Because these things we just don't do that. They are evils, no matter what. Then some we have cases, contents that will just come. Even a female will come to the public space and ask him to come and have sex with her. Can you imagine? She will just come and say, "Please come and do it with me." And someone will, what are you talking about? Even as some will bring money to woman with 500,000, 200,000. I just need to satisfy myself. Let's enter my car here. Let's do it for just 5-10 minutes. You sharp, 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 as they used to say. And some ladies will fall. She will have almost fallen for them, and at the point of doing, the one will say that just a prank. Can you imagine that kind of content? What is the benefit to humanity? Then another one again, there's one that is always fun of people carrying water, pouring on people going his own way. Just pour water on the person. Where is the common sense? What is the benefit of that? What has a purpose of going somewhere and you feel the person must, pour water on the person, put them into a marshy area, and that one is a kind of content somebody is creating, which of course it has no value at all. Then there's a trend again where some wives or husbands will prank their partner. Imagine a man or a woman pranking her husband with a housemaid that just tempt him, seduce him. The camera will be on. At times she will hide somewhere until that he can resist himself. And the lady will not try to do that. Some men at times will escape, some will not. And men will do the same for their wives too. This has implications. You don't tell people with what they can fall for. That one too today has become a trending thing that, okay, let us do content for that one too. It's very, very unfortunate. And we are seeing schoolgirls too, who just anything they just post. There was a case of schoolgirls dancing naked, not even talking of dancing with bra, just no bra, not even the shirt is not on. It's a content. Because every small thing you do today, it's a content. You chew gum, you throw it, you post it, it's a content. You hit your leg on the stone, it's a content. You can laugh from morning till evening, it's a content. All these things are belittling the essence of a sixth sense in life. And some again, their content is question asking, rubbish, foolish questions. Ask people for fun. How many times have you had sex? How many was your body count? What can you do? And the young girls will just answering, as if they are what they are calling the answer is as if it's normal. A girl who is unmarried less than 16 years, that has sex more than 16 times, she's now asked, she will just be talking, smiling, laughing, as if it's a thing, good thing she has done. So this kind of questions or interrogations has made serious thing to become unserious. So we can see that there are a lot of them like that, and it's increasing every day because they are making money from it. There are some contents are created and some things are introduced to the content only for you to be engaged. Because when you are now engaged, you have more impressions. The impression of engagement whereby either how many times you open and read such content, you watch such content, you post such content, you share such content, you react to such content, you like, you all these things we add to the impression and the person makes more money. So who suffers? You burn your data, they make their money. So as Muslims, content creation is not an evil at all. The point is that what's the purpose? Is it purposeful? Is it hitting where it's supposed to go to? That is there. Then the first thing you need to know there is your intention. Why do you want to create a content? It's very important. So with that very one, because inamale amalu biniyat, actions are judged according to intention. Now, for a Muslim, you must be careful. We want to create a content, you must create content to earn lawfully. Don't create a content to promote haram, to promote falsehood, to spread false news that you now make money from that. When you do that, that money is haram, which of course you will account for. Also, to create content to promote dawah, education, humanity, because it will go a long way for some people, because people today, they don't have time to sit in the mosque to listen to admonition. They don't have time to attend camps, but such stories, movies like that can make them, well, they can watch it anywhere, lying down in their bed or whatever. So we have to look at that very one, two, in that very respect. Then looking at the issue of content creation as Muslims, the question of accountability comes to play. Accountability, where you are always busy holding your mobile phone, pressing the buttons and watching different things. People are posting on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. It's a shaitan knows that the Quran wants that يا أيها الذين آمنوا ادخلوا في السلم كافة وتتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لقد مبين. Allah said, all believers enter into Islam fully. Don't follow the footsteps of Shaitan. We can say wrong content creation is one of the footpaths of Shaitan. And so when you do that, you realize that you'll be engaging yourself, using your hands to share what is not true, to send what is not true, your hands, your eyes, watching what is haram, your brain is busy, at times confused based on what the content he has watched or listened to. Then also your brain is disturbed, your data is burned, then your time is gone. So these are fundamental things that in the hereafter you will account for. Because the Quran says, Inna sam'a wal basara wal fu'ada your hearings, your sight, everything you account for it. So you can't just say it's on your own. It's on your own. Prophet only mentioned somewhere that anta fadrosa wa ma hawa wal batna fadrosa, for you to equally preserve your head and whatever is contained herein, your eyes, your ears, and of course for you also to ensure that real prophet part two. That one to by today's content creation, we engage. Our eyes are always watching those things. Our hands are busy. Our data, we are buying data. We are wasting money there, and our time is far spent. He said, if you are bashful of Allah, you watch what your eyes watch, what your mouth says, and what your ears listen to. Number two, there is that we have realized content creation at times make one neglect or delay salat or some ibadah because you are watching a short season and that, and they are just running like that. So at times it makes us to delay or neglect our worship. Thirdly, is that some become addicted to just watching those, things like that, and that addiction will lead to you not becoming attached to that mobile phone or things like that, that you be detached from your creator. That's one we have to notice. The distraction for meaningful engagement. When you are addicted, when you are just engaged with all this social stuff, you will disengage from meaningful things of life. Then most of these kids today, they are just evil. These kids today, they just, some make you laugh, some make you, they feel they're entertaining you. But Prophet mentions that كثرة الضحك تميت القلب, that when you laugh much, it kills the soul. And the Quran has equally, Allah says in the Quran again that فَلْيَضْحَكُوا قَلِيلًا وَلْيَبْكُوا كَثِيرًا جَمِعًا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. But they should laugh little and cry more based on what they are doing. So most of these kids, let's not be carried away by them. We have to just focus on something more serious in life. Besides that one again, these skits and comedies, some skits try to promote some health issues, but most of them, they promote valuables is on the breast. Then equally, these skits and comedies under this content creation, they expose some innocent minds to what they never knew existed before. And when you now watch it, they now may now want to experience it. So that one too is an area of attention for our youngsters too. Then some of these contents promote haram. For a Muslim, you cannot promote haram. It could be decent dressing, it could be nudity, it could be anything that Islam does not allow. You're not meant to promote them. Even at times you want to do some content, and because of your own content, some haram are coming up, they are advertising alcohol. These are the ads. These are issues that we have to look at. Then on sex and sexual organs, Islam is very clear about that. They are private. Islam does not support you coming on air in the public space, trying to talk about it anyhow. It's not talking about marriage. When it comes to sex education, sex whatever, that one as well is handled. Screening in the public space, talking about the private organ of a man, of a woman, cracking jokes about it, giving different names, and so on and forth. The size of this thing, which size would you like? All this, like if you're buying shoe, size of your shoe. These things are wrong. And youngsters today, some children who are opportune to be close to use of phones, right from tender age, they will have stored in their hair a lot of these things that can be evil to them. Then show off this content creation. You have to ask yourself, am I doing it for Allah? This question is important. Some of our girls are on Instagram now, some are on Facebook. They do a lot of things there. We pray Allah will guide them. Because the reality of Kiyama is not a place you go and come back. The question is the area of show of Riyah. This thing I'm posting, this thing I'm sharing, this thing I'm doing, talking to people, and they are liking, they are reacting, they are sharing. What is your intention? What is your intention? This is very important as one of the areas of content creation. Then we have these days Muslim ladies in a job, in a cup, advertising. Yes, nothing wrong with advertising, but Islam has its morality. The morality of Islam must come to play. You can't be advertising, you are in a cup, you are dancing. You can't be advertising, you are on a cup, you are in a hijab, you are turning around to show your body shapes and the like, thinking you are advertising that very clothes you are wearing. No, you are indirectly messing up the jalbab or hijab, because what you are doing with it is not in tandem with purpose of that very thing talking about. Then also content creation in Islam, there must not be lying. These days we have the AI video content that just creates. Somebody created Tom becoming a Muslim, and you just create it and be saying la la la. All those ones, they are falsehood. Just because you want to convince people Islam is the most, Islam is the best. There's something to lie about the real thing. That one too is part of the areas you have to watch out when you're creating your own content. Then on money making is at the bedrock of a content creation mostly. So economic angle. That's why you have to be careful. What are you sharing? What are you reading? What are you reacting to? So all these things and comments, maybe somebody has 200 comments, 100, this and that. So it will boost the impression and the person will make more money for those who are there. Then, like I mentioned, some will just deliberately create some ads, some create some content that will show as if they are quarreling or fighting. Some could be what they call RNG. They will have rehearsed it behind the screen and make it real before the screen. These are ways just for them to create a very environment as if what they are doing in a generally acceptable. Then how about the time we are wasting on these things? We waste so much time, and the time is lagu in Islam. Lagu is time. One of them reason is one of the things, content of lagu is what time wasting. So you have to be careful the time you waste when you come to this very platform. Just watching them and just always spend 2 hours, 3 hours. They can't spend with the Quran. You have to be very careful about that. Then tabarruj, that is indecent exposure and the identity and the like. So in this case today, like I mentioned, they are trying to belittle the main seriousness of the morality. So tabarruj could be promiscuous conversations. There's some people who just say on TikTok, on Facebook, just something that is just talking, as if just say, so just try to extol the organs and things like that. See, when the talk is promiscuous, seductive, is haram because you will end up promoting the haram. So most of the girls these days, you see them coming on TikTok and they like showing their face and do some funny things that because they want to be like others. You can't be like others because you're a Muslim. Then inappropriate content creation, whereby at times you just influence people wrongly by saying the wrong thing, and the young child will just pick those things and it will affect them anything. Then normalizing sin. Some common, in the public space, they drink alcohol, they do many things, they haunt girls, they intermingle, and they justify that as part of Islam. No way. You can't justify what's not justifiable. This we have to note. To round up tonight, my dear listeners, brothers and sisters in Islam, content creation is not haram at all, but what contents are created is the issue. And as Muslims, we need content that will promote our deen, promote morality, and so on and so forth. Then we should not be confused because we want to be like others. We see that we're not going to use. We are going to use these things, but we have to get the right way to use them. Therefore, always seek with one Allah. Allah's pleasure in everything you are doing, including content creation. Also, avoid whatever can lead to sin in your content creation. If something will lead to sin, you have to avoid it completely. Then also, you have to promote ma'ruf every time. That's morality, truth every time. Why you don't allow evil to reign. So when you can't just be sharing things. Some don't are good at good sharers. Just entering his box like this, he's sharing it. You don't even reading it first. It's wrong. Any content that comes to you, if it's just a SMS or a message like that, the first thing is to read it yourself. What he's talking about. Imagine a Muslim post something and the Jesus inside it. So because I don't read it, maybe you don't like the opening of the message. So always you are not under any pressure to just post something you have not something like that. That one too, we have to know it very well. Then also we have to promote truth. Like I said, when you start something, if you share something wrong and they keep on sharing it, the world will end. You'll be having the same view on you. So you're not bound to share whatever you received. Either you delete or keep, or if necessary, you have understood it very, very well. Then when you are using content creation, and you feel that you are being affected, you are taking your time, you can install ads, you can install apps that can you don't install apps that can make you be so engaged with such content. Then also you need your screen time, and you have to be disciplined. You have to be disciplined about it. When do I put my phone on? When should I? Things like that. Then you need to know the content creation. As far as you're concerned as Muslims, you need to know that you need at times when you are falling a victim, you have been watching, seeing just anything. Then if it's becoming it's an addiction, or you can't just know how to stop it, you need to consult people who are mentors, elderly ones, or counselors who you can meet. I can assist you to overcome such problems. So inshallah, dear brothers, tonight this is where we are drawing the curtain on morality of content creation. And I pray Allah will save us from the evils of the content creation, for us to be able to live our life for the best and to please our Lord. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Perhaps we have questions and comments, inshallah. We are free now to do that, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. If you have comments or questions, it's time for do that now. Send to the chat box. Have questions, you can ask your questions now. We appreciate our coming tonight. Attendance is fair. May Allah assist us the more, inshallah. So, questions to the chat. If you have, okay, go ahead. That's Mr. Kayinde. Your question. Send your question, please. So, you can mute yourself and ask your questions now, inshallah. If you want to ask, want to send a message, or something like, you can ask your question now. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm a fashion designer, and you talked about turning around, trying to showcase your outfits.
Yeah.
So I don't know, as a fashion designer, how do we showcase our work? Because a lot of time, some clients will be like, I cannot see the back of the dress that you're wearing. I cannot see the side of the dress that you're wearing. Please, can you help turn around so that they can see the clothes that you made? That's one question. The other question is, I know that music is haram, and it's kind of difficult to post on social media using me, because a lot of time the music that they use are not allowed music, like everybody uses those music. So I kind of find it difficult to always post online, because to search for music sometimes is kind of difficult. So I most times use motivational quotes. So I don't know, and I realized that some of those motivational quotes has sound like all these beats and co on it. So I don't know. I want to be clear if the motivational quotes, if because those ones are clear words and they are not like any aram words, that can I still use those kind of motivational quotes while it has sound?
All right, good. You have two questions. First one is because of your profession, and then how to
Yes.
go advertise. My sister, may Allah just save us, because the truth is that we're in a dirty situation. We want to do halal, haram is what is available. Want to please our Lord, and the society is laden with evils all around us. So, but there is way out for believers. The common thing is people who just do that, turn around. But the issue is beyond just that one individual. If, for example, you post it on the Facebook or the internet, and to go viral, within one minute, it can get to millions of people in the world. And they'll be saying it, and you are the one that account for Yom al Kiyama. So one can just sit down and look at, okay, maybe there's way you can, the person wants to buy, who want to see that clothes now. If you can have a way of just kind of give a kind of signal or a kind of link, a kind of code that the person so concerned will have, you can link the person just one on one to see the something, or use an object, because the one I'm talking about that I've seen before now is that imagine somebody is even in big jilbab or niqab now trying to just turning around. It has been on content creation. Those who do kind of those who do content creation of skits, turn around, how many degrees, turn around. They're looking at their back view, their front view, their this thing, and even when they enjoy doing that, see me, see my thing, and they're so. In a case you want to now advertise your thing to like that, it should be, it's like we are just copying them. I think there will be other ways by which one can still, let them see the thing in a way that they can appreciate it. Then the issue of the content is the lyric or the ringtone to use to advertise. Once I think it's a matter of time. There are other options that one has. There are many. People want anything sound and that has instruments. That's another problem we have. And thank God you understand these things. So the point there is that if one search, one will get a lot of nasheed. One can create ones. You can create your own content, your own lyric. Somebody good has a good voice. You can commission or ask somebody compose what you want. Maybe you see Yarasaki, just compose something. Yarozaki's clothes is here. Come on, just compose something. You kind of the way the voice beat will be. Then it becomes your own trademark just to sell your this thing. I think the point there is that may Allah assist us. A lot of challenges we have there. May Allah assist us and the rest. Alaja Mariam, Bolaji, Muhammad, you're welcome. Your question? Okay, while you're waiting for Alaja Mariam, somebody asked, what of if I say there is no way to avoid fitna when dealing with social media? How can we reduce this fitna? One is, like I mentioned, don't install apps that can make you not to be able to control yourself. For example, it's not compulsory you install Facebook. You have Facebook, Reel will follow, other things will follow. Then if you don't install it at all, if when you have messages that be on Facebook, just check the message and it will go back. That is one. Some can't just help it. When they are holding their phone, they must go to Instagram, they must things like that. So the fitina is everywhere. Wal asri has come. Illa alladhina amanu. Allah said it. Believers, faith must be strong to combat the fitna. But faith is not strong because we don't have time to acquire the faith. Our nights are busy with phone. Our days with phones. We are working with phones. No ibadah, no tahajjud, no salah, no zikr. So the man is weak. How do we fight evil? So the fitna is everywhere. Each person will identify, where is my own trial? Where is my own major fitna? Is a brother? Is a sister? Is money? Is that? So when you identify your own trial, you now make intentional, attempt, effort to fight it. Maybe this thing, I will not use this phone. I will not go here. I will not go there. So Allah save us from all these fitna, inshallah. Go ahead, please. Mahmoud, your question. Everybody's muted already. Just unmute yourself. You can mute yourself now. Everybody, you can mute yourself. All right.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, sounds like welcome.
Sir. Yeah, Jazakumullah khairan, sir. Yeah, my question is that
So where speaking of place?
I'm speaking from the UK.
All right, you're welcome.
England, UK.
All right.
Yeah. So my question is that there was this time that I was trying to like do some content creation without showing my face, but I will be using like all these cartoon features. Yeah. So the
All right.
cartoon features, that they will be created by AI. So
All
there was a
right.
time I was having like a conversation with my friend. And my friend was like, "Is cartoon allowed in Islam?" And I was like, I've not heard about anything like, okay, going against cartoon or this Islamic cartoon. Like, so I was now made, I made mention of a point that even there was this, some of your books that we used to read, all this testing first, this testing that the characters on the front page of the book, they are just like animated cartoons as well. Like, and Ustaz Zafaran uses it, so I'm not sure it's haram, something like that. So now that I have the opportunity like to be on this space today, so I was like, okay, let me just ask so that I can be clear.
All right. The first thing is that what Zafaran does is 100% that is always correct or is error proof. That one should be
Mm,
noted. The reference
okay.
point is the hadith or the Quran that are perfect. Human beings do want logistics or whatever could make error. That's number one. Two is that cartoon, the main thing is Islam tries to like children training today, cartoon, they use cartoon for most of these animations, they use cartoon. So, and that's why, technology is moving, and some things, because the clear thing that is haram in photography is statue making. What do you call it, statue making? This statue, when you those are sculptures now, who just make your real thing, mold it. That is a real haram thing. Other ones have their own fatwa as applicable. So some now is called picture haram. They can't justify that because the real haram is those are done by sculptures. So I think if one is using cartoon, the content you want to promote matters, then the kind of cartoon you are going to use as soon as possible. Some try to make not to look like real human being. That's it. Because talking of a lot of things in technology today, they just able to represent them. So I think it's a function of the content and what kind of cartoon one is using. So cartoon, this is a world of this gay stuff and the lie that happens
Looks bad.
these days. So some animation moving towards that kind of really be hard. And how they are used. Salam alam. Jazakumullah khair. So I think we are through with Mahmoud.
Jazakumullah
Then Ola
khairan, sir.
Dimeji Rogers
Assalamu
asked that. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Who's taking place? You're welcome.
Bolaji Mariam Muhammad from Lagos.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
All right, Jazakumullah khairan, sir. So my question, I think part of it has been sort of answered from Mahmoud's question, which is I need better clarification on Islamic stance regarding picture taking. And it's like you clarified it to an extent that it is sculpture, not the real, because I want to say it looks more like picture taking is unavoidable in the generation we are now. So, but sometimes I used to, because some days ago, myself and my husband were still discussing about it, that if picture taking doesn't really fall under the categories of um um image representation. So
Okay.
what about the hadith that says that, okay, if picture taking is not part of what they say is haram for picture representation, that it is sculptures, what about the hadith that says that when there was a day the prophet wanted to pray, and there was a curtain that was hanging, and the curtain has an image on it, and the prophet frowned at it, that it should be taken away? So what about in that case? Is it not, because I feel that picture that was there, I think it was a picture of an animal, or maybe animated picture, whatever. That picture there is not sculpture, is not something from sculpture, but yet the prophet found that. So what is now, what can we say about that regarding the general picture we take, which also involves animals and the likes,
Thank you
and
very much.
especially that of human being?
Okay, good. So I think the point is now I mentioned specifically that The one that is clearly haram, that scholars don't debate, is sculpture. That one's clear. Now, the issue of picture taking is a different topic on its own. I'm not saying everyone should be taking picture. But at this you mentioned, eventually Aisha, when she observed, she has to deface that thing. So the is discouraged. The Islamic word haram, makruh, they have the terminologies are there. So when something is haram, when you do it, you won't go to hell. It has been of haram. That's why Islam is so deep that watakullah must have taught him. As one swims in the ocean of Islam, there's some things even at times they call something karahat and z in Teskiyah. So that this is not even haram. I'll not just do it because it will affect my faith. One has the right to do that, but you cannot impose that on others. So on picture taking, it should not become a habit. There's some rules around it. Habit that every small thing you want to use a selfie, picture, here, everything. No, there must be a purpose for the picture because life is such that when we start doing some things, we become so liberal, become so libertine. We will not be able to focus on the purpose of creation again. We're not talking of which picture. Do we look so fine in our heart that we're talking of so fine in our pictures? So are we as fine in our heart as we are fine in our pictures? People will say, you're fine, you look cute, you look cool, You don't have to be emphasizing ourselves as if we are good. Look at the hadith on prayer. When you are the hadith, you say when you want to look at the mirror. Oh Allah, make my creation, good, something like that. So the advice is that one should not make a habit of taking just picture anyhow. For record, for whatever, and take one or two, keep. Not that you don't display it here and there and be posting it. Especially females on the internet, on the Facebook, everywhere. The features is every different changing your pictures. This one can, because it has implications. You just post your pictures, then men seeing it, you'll account for the eyes that see the picture because no more for you alone. So whatever you take is for you, you keep it. That is one. Then two, once if you any object in the house, you can't live in your house with there's another idea that angel will not enter houses with surah, with pictures and with images or something like that. So that case now, the room should not be just decorated and done with live pictures like animals, like birds. Like so, that's why the cautions about natural things, vegetation, trees, those pictures are less, they are good for the eyes too. Allah, that's the few I can say on that one for now. Jazakumullah khairah. Inshallah. On TikTok, when one posts a content with little or no Islamic tools, doesn't go as wide as wants them. My dear brother, see, brother posted something. You see, the point is that I mentioned before that Islam today, we have to be very careful. We want to do some things, but the environment is not allowing it. So one has to, we have to just live within the limit of Islam. So that's everything we are doing. That's one error we are making today. Most things we do at times, we don't see the knowledge of Islam on it. Just go ahead, we do it, and at times it backfire. So in a case, for example, TikTok, where one posts a content with little or no Islamic tools, it won't go. The one your intention matters. The un-Islamic tools, if we know the extent, if you know it's un-Islamic, it's not Islamic at all, there's no point. You do what the Kula Master taught him. Go to the level that thing can go, that will be you involve yourself. Like business, even business the world today. If you are not so determined, around is everywhere around almost every business. But doesn't mean there's no lawful business. They're lawful business. So it's a function of living in a community, living with scholars. Whatever we want to do is discuss with them. At times scholars can be tasked at times, they may not have the answer immediately. They go and research, then we now work on because we work with knowledge, not just anything anyhow. Allah Alam. So I think that's the okay. Somebody asked a question here that okay, what someone posts a content showcasing an outfit or accessory without showing his face, Islamically allowed? Post a content showing an outfit, yes, that's no problem with that. You just so far it's not suggestive. That's another word you have to note. Some things that time are posted, they are promiscuously suggestive that when for example, you may will see this thing, it's going to attract him. So one would only remove those ones. You post what you have, you want to display it, you want to advertise it, you're not showing your face, and it's not suggestive. When you post something now, like it's showing the frontal part of the female, and it's, you know, so all those kind of things, you know, one has to be careful. So Allah alam. Jazakumullah khair. If you use audio to explain something to another, and the person comments that the voice is cute or something like that, instead of focusing, so may Allah save us. You know, one thing is that Islam has morality of relation with relationships. When you're dealing with a man, there's a culture. We're dealing with a woman, there's a culture. If there's a male, say your voice is cute to a male, it may not make any meaning as such. If I tell a female, your voice is cool, it's calm, you know, it has meaning. So I think a male should avoid that to a female, and a male to a male to a female. So, but if, because somebody will say that very one in the you know, sins of Xenon's categorizations, is where they start some things at times. That's, we start with some words that are suggestive, that are innocent, that to test the water, to test the mic. Then if you are not actually rejecting, or you are playing along, then we'll move further to the next level. So I think one should be careful of, if just we same gender, there's nothing wrong with that. But when that will come to the other side of the gender, one has to be careful. Allah Alam. So I think that's the area we want to hang that for tonight because of our time. We want to appreciate us for coming. May Allah reward us abundantly. Forgive our shortcomings. Inshallah, on the next fortnight, when we come around again, we hope to have an interesting topic on our fortnight Halqah. May Allah bless everyone for coming. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.